Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Friday, March the 27th. Alex LaBrunerie is with us today from LaBrunerie Financial. Good to have you here, Alex.
Thanks, Paul.
It's been kind of a rough several weeks, hasn't it?
Yes, a tough first quarter we're looking at with the coronavirus and possible revenue drops for corporate America, and of course the humanitarian crisis for the world.
Right. Now, it's affected us on many different levels. The one thing, as far as people being concerned about people.
Yes.
With the coronavirus.
Yes.
And then, of course, there's the financial aspect about it.
Yeah.
Why? Here's a question I have for you, and I'm not sure if you can answer it. But you probably can. Why did it spook the market so?
I think the global economy and the American and Chinese economy are so interconnected that Starbucks, Microsoft, Apple Computer, our giant blue chip companies derive so much revenue from China. Sometimes 20% of a large company in our country's revenue comes from China. So when that stops suddenly, it's going to affect profits, and that's going to affect the price of their stock.
And that's what spooked everybody.
Yes, because now earnings are going to be adjusted downward, and that means prices have to go downward. Now, and that's what we've been seeing, and it's going to be choppy until we get into the summer at least.
Now, some people were saying that we were long overdue for a correction. Would this be considered a correction, or was this a blip?
Well, going back to early in the month of March, we were down about minus 11%. But yet we were priced for perfection in the stock market. So any sort of events could trigger a negative event like we were experiencing would knock off that peak and drive the market down.
So again, would you call that a correction?
Technically, yeah.
That's correction.
Yes.
Okay. And corrections do happen from time to time.
That's right.
So even though I don't know how many billions of dollars was lost in wealth from people,
yes,
we should not panic.
Yes, that's right. It's not the time for panicking. It's time for seeking one's, going to seek talk to one's advisor if they're concerned, read or study more.
Okay.
Make sure you're understanding your new risk levels.
The other thing we wanted to touch on, you came in today, it says entrepreneurship.
Yes.
And you had some statistics here today that really were eye-opening.
Yes, it is. The automobile company founded by entrepreneur Elon Musk, Tesla, that many people have heard of, and who's really pioneered the electric car. And the stock market valuation of Elon Musk's company, Tesla, now is over $100 billion, almost $132 billion.
So the stock market has put Tesla's value at what,
$137 billion as earlier in this month. I don't know what it is today.
$137 billion. But you compare that to General Motors and to Ford, which has been around much longer.
Over 100 years longer. And General Motors is at about $45 billion in market capitalization, and Ford's around $29 billion.
Then how does Tesla, which basically just came on the scene, and it became a player in this, how are they valued at so much higher than the old pros?
Well, a lot of it is speculation. So stock market is in a bull phase, so speculation occurs, and so people should not buy Tesla, just because it's high in value. But it just shows how new companies get capitalized and start to replace old companies.
But that could change. That could change on a whim.
Yes. Yeah, that could change, yes. The old companies new companies die off.
So. Right. But that's just something to think about with entrepreneurship.
Yes, it's just entrepreneurship and capital markets and, innovation and industry.
The other thing that we want to mention, I found that really interesting. The other thing is we're coming up here at the end of March. We have until, what is tax day this year? Is it April 15th or 16th?
April 15th.
It is April 15th this year.
Yes.
Okay. So
yes.
If you have not contributed your entire allotment to your IRA for 2019, you have until April the 15th to do that.
That's right. So 2 weeks almost left to fund for 2019's IRA.
And what is the limit for the 2019 IRA?
$6,500 a year for those over age 50 and $5,500 for under 50.
Okay, so if you're a young whippersnapper over there, yeah, there he is. Well, under 50,
yes,
it's $5,500.
Yes.
But if you're over 55, then it's $6,500.
Yes.
And that's the same thing for either Roth or
traditional,
or the traditional IRA.
That's right.
And we've touched on this before. We got about a minute left here. In your opinion, what is the better investment? The Roth IRA, where you don't pay taxes when you take it out, or the traditional IRA, which gives you a tax cut now?
You know, if you're under age 40, the Roth IRA is very attractive because it's tax-free income in the future. Really, you have time for make up for the lack of tax deduction that the traditional IRA gives you. If you need a tax deduction, though, the traditional IRA is the better way to go.
Okay.
And also, Paul, I think listeners could use Roth IRAs for long-term care planning. So you can. We're all living to age 90 now. Many of us, and not all of us, of course. But Roth IRAs can work well as a long-term savings accounts for those in middle age or in their senior years.
And if you're over a certain age, you can take out in your Roth IRA. You can take out what you've put in with no penalty at all.
That's right.
And no tax on it.
That's right, $59.5.
At $59.5, if you put $5,000 or $6,000 into a Roth IRA, you can take that out and use it at any time.
That's right.
Correct?
That's right.
Okay, so that's the difference. If you have any questions about that, actually you can talk to an expert, ALEX LaBRUNERIE at LaBrunerie Financial, about all the difference of the different IRAs or investment. How do they get in touch with you?
Please call us at 573-449-5313.
Okay, and if you go in there on Friday, it's Bow Tie Friday. Everybody wears bow ties on Friday, okay? Go in just to see the bow tie. Bye-bye.